You've probably heard the lie that sugar causes diabetes. You've heard the theory, you eat high carb foods, it raises your blood sugar. Uh-oh, if you have diabetes, you lower the carbs and then your blood sugar's fine, you healed diabetes. Well, there's another camp that says it's the fat that causes diabetes. Fat, too much fat in the body prevents sugar from entering your cells. That's why your sugar's high. If you lower the fat, eat all the carbs you want. I went with those freaks to a carnival. I've eaten nothing but sugar, refined sugar, maple syrup. If it doesn't have jam in my food, I don't even look at it. That's not food. I tested my blood sugar. We did a bunch of experiments. Sugar helps you. So here's the deal. I've been bouncing between two camps for the last 15 years, either doing like high carb diets or high fat. I do these high fruit diets or starch based, and something always F's me. It feels like sugar is making me itchy, it's giving me acne, it's causing me all kinds of problems. So I do a flip flop over to the high fat side, and then those symptoms alleviate, but then I cause way more serious problems like vertigo and rashes and like, okay, that ain't right. So I always bounce back to the fruit side, but again, I deal with these issues. Well, apparently there's a new theory in town that says insulin resistance sucks, and I have it. There's 3 things that cause insulin resistance. You might be doing them. I was doing all 3. The first is eating too much fat. We know that, and I will experiment. I have not done my fatty meal yet to see the blood sugar swings. I guarantee it'll happen though. So too much fat in the diet prevents the carbs from entering your cells, causing insulin resistance. The second thing is fasting. I've been doing that for years. Fasting, it's your brain saying, I want all the sugar possible, you bunch of assholes. So it turns off the cell's receptors to insulin, and then all your cells become insulin resistant so your brain can hog all the sugar. So like, how do you starve the brain of sugar? Fast. Intake nothing at all. Then your brain's just like, insulin resistance on. If you guys see any sugar, you direct it to me. It's like a drug dealer. It's like, to me first. Strippers don't make money, the guy does, the pimp. Brain is your pimp. Also, too much protein in some roundabout way also causes insulin resistance. So what I've done for the past 3 weeks is eat basically nothing but fruits, starches, vegetables, and sugar. All sorts of refined sugar. I'm having, usually my breakfast is like papayas with bananas and like 1/3 of a cup of refined organic, of course. Cane sugar sprinkled on top. It's delicious, hot, fantastic fun. If you know me, you know I don't like bananas. Like eating a mono meal of just bananas, kill me now. No thank you. But mixing them with other fruits, then I love the banana. I look forward to the bites with banana in it. So like papaya and banana, mango and banana. It's like banana's the sweetest part of that dish, but on its own, it's like the texture, something about you. Leave. For dinner, I'm often having a bunch of basmati rice with either bananas on it and pouring a 1/4 cup of maple syrup over it. It's like, boom, the deliciousness of that meal. That's one of my go-tos. Sometimes I add jam to my rice, and I did a little blueberry jam with a can of pineapple in there, with the liquid and everything. A sugar feast. Why not? Here's some gourmet life. Rice with strawberries and jam. Like, come on, it writes itself. So the theory I'm working with is the more sugar you eat, the better your body becomes at absorbing it. So like, I'm overloading the body on purpose to see what would happen. And the first week was a little rocky, if I'm being honest with you. I was tired. I was definitely feeling these blood sugar swings. It was like, this is not good. This is what I used to feel like when I was fruitarian. And it wasn't good. It was just tired, fatigue, blood sugar, not happy. But I adapted at some point, and now I have more energy than ever. It's ridiculous how much I'm doing. Like, I have literally 25 videos fully edited, ready to upload. I've just been all day long saying, oh, 3 videos that day, 4 the next, and where can I go? I'm doing so much and I have excitement for life, like way more energy. I thought I had energy when I was fasting because like I was fasting, I felt pretty good, and then I would eat my meal and then I'd die, and it wasn't a great balance. Whereas now I just eat 3 meals a day and I'm spunked for life. A zest has come upon us. So I was curious and I got a blood sugar meter, and I was actually quite shocked that every morning my sugar is perfect. Literally, I converted it for you, my American homie. So like we're talking 4.8, 86, all these, like I'm never over 80 anything. Then I measure it 2 hours after every meal. That's what it should drop below 140 2 hours after a meal. That means you're not diabetic. I would like to see it lower than that. Sometimes I'm creeping up on those numbers, and once I passed them, twice if even. So like usually I'm still good, 85, 79, 90, like never over 100 2 hours after literally 1/3 of a cup of refined sugar with fruit, which apparently has too much sugar to even have one piece of, but I'm having multiple pieces with added sugar. You've been lied to. Now for lunch, I've noticed some things now. The lunch meal, the second meal, this is the test. You've already had a bunch of sugar. Have you earned another meal? That's what I've noticed. The second meal, usually my blood sugars don't come down as fast, but they're still good. There was only one damn day I had a buckwheat smoothie, bunch of buckwheats and bananas, and what I notice is 2 things that are very important if you want the lowest blood sugars possible. Grains take longer to digest than fruit. If I just have the fruit meal, it's always down within 2 hours. It's fantastic. If I do grains, that stretches things out. The complex carbs, it's so much longer to break down, and it doesn't come down as fast. And the second thing is, if you're not active and you haven't earned your sugar, it's a problem. It's a bit of a problem, because I notice whenever I go for walks after, the first day I did walks all throughout the day after my meals, not on purpose, I was active that day. And the blood sugars are always so much lower. So earn your sugar, you lazy asshole. Now the dinner meal is where I usually run into problems, because I make it my biggest meal, and I don't know why I do it. I've always done it. It's just like I'm eating normal meals throughout the day. It's like, that was good. Okay, let's eat twice that for my dinner meal. I don't know why I do it, and I can tell I'm overeating and it's too much fun. But like I'm always eating these cooked grain meals, so I was doing millet for a while, then some white rice, and my sugars are still within reason, but like I would like to see them lower, so I'm experimenting with not eating as much starch. So more sugar to starch ratio is what's needed. But all things considered, for a sedentary lifestyle, eating nothing but like refined sugar and fruit and starch with sugar and fruit and starches and fruits and snacks and just all candy, basically. These are pretty damn good numbers for that. Wouldn't you say, like for someone who eats nothing but sugar all the time, you would expect it to be like 300 or something. It never reaches very high, and it always comes down to somewhat reasonable levels. And now we experiment with the starch and the fruits. I should become fruitarian. Fruitarians don't die, they ascend, by the way. Our man Mango, may he rest in peace, he chose, man. He chose to leave the dome. That's what fruitarians do. You can't keep them around for long. They have better things to do on the other side. So no one knows what happened in that place. Just let's all think about his wife, and how hard would that be? She was kind of disabled, and now he's gone. Now she has to do everything by herself. That's all I think about. So may you rest in peace, Mango, and that woman be strengthened. You will be fine, and then you leave the dome too. Follow his trail. He's out. He made it out. He didn't die. He ascended. He chose it. So far, my teeth have felt fine. I'm not getting cavities. They're not more sensitive, less sensitive, if anything. They're yellow as hell, but it's the new white. The only thing I've been experiencing is just a bit itchiness on the scalp. I always used to get that. I'm hoping it is the sugar feeding candida, guaranteed, but eventually I will lower, because once you test your sugars, you can see, okay, which meals are making it worse, and then stop eating those meals. But they're so fun, the rice, oh boy. So tonight I'm gonna have rice with maple syrups, no bananas, and see what happens there. Just see, maybe the bananas slowed the rice down for some. They're not getting together, getting along. So I'm just working on getting the best skin possible, and honestly, I feel so good that I think that will happen anyway. I have tons of energy. That's the most important thing. High energy, good mood. And then you're productive and you're living life and you're doing something and you're happy and you're proud. And then it's like, okay, I would like my skin to be better. That will come, I do believe. But like, it's not perfect. I get the odd breakout and the little tiny forehead bumps. I can still feel them there, plaguing my soul. And eventually that will dissipate once I get the sugar fully under control. Because the reality is, sugar is very harmful to you. So you want it as low as possible. And the ironic thing is, to do that, you need to eat more sugar. There's a camp that says fat's great, and it's too confusing, that camp. I don't need your life. It doesn't make any sense. Nuts and seeds are hard to collect, and if not, you're stabbing cows, and who wants to do that? And it's not reliable, it's not right. Nothing feels right about that. This feels right. Sweet tongue, taste, love. Fruit, starch, good. So that's the path we're leading on, and all problems will dissipate and you ascend one day. You agree? I would. That's weird. You actually thumbed down the video, not because you disagreed with the message, but it's mostly because you only eat raccoon sugar. That's the least ethical source, and you knew it was. Sure, you can enzymatically break down a raccoon and take its sugar from the pizza crust that he eats, but that's not the most efficient way. Just get cane sugar. It's organic. I did buy a small bag. I will now grab it for you. It was on sale. $20. Huh? 20 dingers for a little bag. Organic. Come on. That's good time. So you're coming with me. And I tell you, I'm eating roughly 30 grams of protein. Stronger than I've ever been, I tell you. Like, super strong still. Could totally bench press your grandmother. I'll leave after Bitcoin gets donated. Thank you. It's still worth something. Didn't crash. Subscribe for more, you know what I'm saying?